Attention A1 Trading Show fans. If you're looking to get funded, we've got a solution for you. Our partnered prop firm FX2 Funding helps traders get access to up to $200,000 in trading capital. FX2 Funding is not your average prop firm. We've chosen them as our partner because of their fair examination rules, their professional and available customer service, and they have an outstanding reputation in the prop firm space. Here's a quick look at their evaluation process. First, they don't have a time limit on their evaluations. That means that you can take your time when passing your evaluation. There's no pressure to rush your trading. Second, there is only one phase to pass in their evaluation before getting access to your funded account. Also, their evaluation fees are fairly priced and fully refundable upon passing. Once you're funded, you'll be able to keep up to 85% of your trading profits. Finally, a rule we know swing traders will love: you can hold your positions over the weekend. For a limited time, get 15% off any of their account challenges with promo code A1Trading15. That's 15% off any account challenge with code A1Trading15. If you're ready to get funded, we're dropping a link in the chat right now, and you can also find it in the description down below. So go ahead and get signed up today for 15% off with promo code A1Trading15. Now, back to the show.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another live stream here. We are coming in actually on the front end of the stream today, coming into PMI numbers here. And James, how's it going? Welcome back to the show. Real quick, rapid fire here, because we got to jump into some charts here. What's the main point of the show here today? And I guess what else is on the radar today?
Yeah, so we have PMI numbers, like you just said, coming out here in just over 10 minutes in the US. That's flash manufacturing and flash service PMI. And of course, we already had those numbers come out for the UK, Germany, and France as well. And you can quickly take a look at those numbers right over here. You can see that these are the numbers that were reported versus the numbers that were forecasted. So green means it came out higher, and red, of course, means that it came out lower. So some interesting PMI number stuff here, and we'll definitely see the markets move a little bit when the US numbers come out here in about 13 minutes. But as far as upcoming news, Thursday, we have unemployment claims. That'll be happening at 8:30, so that'll be a earlier stream than normal. So if you show up at 9:30 tomorrow expecting a live stream from us, we might be done already. So keep it in your mind that we are doing 8:30 stream tomorrow for unemployment claims. And Friday, we do have a few of the big names in the monetary policy world. We have Jerome Powell as well as European Central Bank President Lagarde are both speaking tomorrow. Fed Chair Powell at 10:05 a.m. and the ECB President Lagarde at 3 p.m.
Yep. Perfect. And thank you for that, James. Again, we've got PMI right around the corner, so we'll jump into some charts now. But I want to thank you, as always, James, for giving us the rundown on upcoming news and things that will move the market. And we will catch up with you in just a bit, man.
Of course. Thank you.
All right. So, guys, the euro sold off overnight here. Basically, as James just pointed out for us, we had PMI numbers. I believe we had French PMI numbers. Was it German? Let's go back to today. Yep. So we had German and French PMI numbers that came out, and clearly a little bit of a shock factor, perhaps in the flash services PMI area for the German PMI numbers, and then also for the French, we see, of course, kind of an as expected reading in terms of manufacturing, but services seem to kind of disappoint, showing a potential slowdown or some economic slowdown over there in Europe. So, of course, that caused a big sell-off in the euro. Take a look at the euro, guys. Nice move to the downside there. And actually here, catching a little bit of a bounce ahead of US PMI numbers. As James mentioned, we do have, of course, up next, the US is going to be reporting the PMIs for manufacturing and services. This is going to give us an idea, guys, as to where where the economy is at. Are things strengthening? Are they weakening, right? And remember that with the key thing with PMIs is that a reading below 50 is usually a sign of contraction, and a reading above 50 is a sign of expansion. So it is expected here, a way to read this is that services are expected to slightly expand while manufacturing is expected to slightly contract. Okay, so a couple things to look at. And now onto the charts. Euro USD selling off and pretty big sell-off at that. You had a move here of, in this candle, about 45 pips. That's a pretty substantial move to the downside there on the euro. And that's following a big sell-off of 90 pips the day before, right? So here's the thing. I think that if you're looking at the euro right now, the euro looks really weak. However, we still kind of have to wait on PMI numbers out of the US to really be confident in that idea. Because again, PMI numbers in the US could come out very weak as well, and that could cause the dollar to tank and the euro to rise. So I wouldn't jump the gun too quickly. However, sellers seem very strong here. And this is a 1 hour chart, and I'll show you guys where I'm at with this. You know, you kind of have a fib here that looks really interesting on the euro, right? So if you draw from swing high to swing low here, you have this kind of big push off of the highs down here, and now a possible pullback kind of ensuing as we come into the US PMI numbers. That 61.8% retracement looks very, very intriguing for possible sell side continuation. If you've been short on the euro or selling the euro USD, then congratulations, you've caught some good moves here. We've been very bearish on the euro for the last few weeks. It's getting a -7 reading on the EDGEFINDER right now, so we're getting a very bearish reading out of the euro at this time, and I find that to be a very kind of something to pay attention to, right? So the euro currently is very, very bearish on the charts here. I do want to say, guys, if you have not heard the announcement, if you didn't see the video earlier, here is something really exciting that we're doing today and tomorrow only. We have actually never done this before. We are doing 2 full free days access to the EDGEFINDER. If you don't have the EDGEFINDER yet, you are quite lucky that you're here with us right now, because we are actually giving it away for 2 days, 100% for free. So if you've been thinking about the EDGEFINDER, you want to try it out, this is your chance to do so for free. We've got a link that's being dropped in the chat right now. If you would like to check out the software, again, it is 2 days free. If you click this link, fill out the form, we will send you 2-day access to the EDGEFINDER, where you can check out the software, play around with it for yourself. Yes, you can click through all the features. It is not a limited free version. It is the 100% full pro version for 2 days access for free. Of course, after those 2 days, you'll lose your access. It's not indefinite free. Unfortunately, we would not be able to be in business if we didn't sell the tool for a price tag. This thing is very expensive to build and run. But for you guys, you're in luck. So you get 2 days access to it for free. Just click this link that's in the chat right now, fill out the form, and we will send you your access. Okay. People asking about gold in the chat. I got stopped out on gold. I am no longer in my gold short, and I'm glad that I'm not, because price has moved higher here, it seems, ahead of PMI numbers. And guys, this is something to be a little bit hesitant about here. We're seeing gold rally and really break this downward structure. To be honest, it does seem like the sellers have kind of been put on hold. You know, I ended up selling it at resistance here, and you know, what is the end of, I guess, a really good winning streak for me. I sold gold 3 or 4 different times last week, and then I sold it again as we kind of entered into the sideways, thinking, hey, we could probably keep going back down. We did initially move down. It was a nice start to the trade, and then ultimately buyers came back in, broke us through the highs, and I stopped out. So I'm not in this gold short anymore. And I'm probably on the sidelines now. I'm probably not going to sell it again. I think that the selling train has ended. And honestly, 3 wins, 1 loss, I can't really complain. So 3 wins, 1 loss, all good things must come to an end. You know what I mean? So we shorted gold a couple different times, and net made plenty of gains relative to the loss that we took. But it happens. The end to the trend seems to have come in today. We'll see, though. You know, it's not necessarily all over for the dollar, for the gold bears. But again, for me, I can't short something once it starts breaking all this structure. Again, I took my shorts when I was supposed to, and the last one didn't work out. That's how it goes. Again, euro looks really, really weak here today, guys. I pointed this out. Possible pullback up into this resistance area could be very interesting. You got the 61.8% retracement around the 1.0845 level, which is right around here. That could be interesting. Again, we're getting a sell bias in the EDGEFINDER. So I'll keep an eye on that. Nothing is jumping out to me in terms of sell side interest right now. at current price levels. You do have the Australian dollar, which I'd like to check out as well. We've got a few minutes here before PMI numbers. Excuse me. And so let's take a look at the Australian dollar. This one is not really trending very well for me here. If anything, it looks like it has a slight kind of counter uptrend going on to the higher time frame. So I probably wouldn't touch that one. Pound USD getting a sell bias as well. Take a look at Pound USD. Oh, this is kind of interesting. The pound did, in fact, attempt to break the lows. I would say it didn't quite get there. Found support at the pinnacle. I guess, what's the opposite of a pinnacle, right? Pinnacle is like the ultimate high, right? The ultimate low. The very, very low point of this area here for the Pound USD has been hit and bouncing off of it this morning. If we break through the lows, perhaps there's something there. But right now the pound looks like it's trying to bounce again. And we also have PMIs right around the corner. So I'm not taking any trades right out the gate right now, guys, because again, we have news coming in just a few minutes. And I'm not a big fan of jumping into trades right before news if I can avoid it. NASDAQ, let's take a look at the 4 hour. 4 hour still looks sketchy. Oh, you have this. This will be very interesting to watch where things go with the NASDAQ. Very, very bearish level, I would say, right here. If this breaks out, it's a different story. But I would say there's a strong probability that we see some sell interest come in here. Again, PMI numbers right around the corner, so I'm not trying to predict what's going to happen with the news there. But we are at a really key level of resistance if you're watching the NASDAQ. This is, of course, a 4 hour chart. Kind of potentially double top forming here off of like the 1 hour and the 30-minute, right? Possible kind of double top forming. It's a really ugly version. It's almost just like a lower high. But I would say if you're cautious on NAS, you've got this support level as well. If this thing is able to like break that, sellers could probably take control. Am I bearish or bullish? Not really. I'm kind of just in the neutral camp at this time. But I would say from a technical perspective, that looks very, very sketchy up in this area, right? You've had a little bit of a run up, but it's still kind of a seller's market at this time. So yeah. Yeah, very, very, very careful stuff. Nick will go to jail soon. What have I done? What have I done to go to jail? Okay, guys, we are just about 2 minutes out. I think I'm going to bring in, let's see, Frank is in the lobby here. We could say hello to Frank. And I think, Frank, you're trading the NASDAQ, right? What's going on?
Hey, what's up?
Are you looking at NASDAQ still?
Yes, so I'm actually in a short on NAS.
Okay.
But basically I'm looking at the 1 day. Let me share my screen really quick.
Okay.
So this is what I see. Well, actually, you have like the same thing drawn up, but on my screen, I have the that same trend line, but yesterday's price action tested that line, got rejected, basically ended up at break even again, and slightly bearish. But what it looks like on a technical level is, further moves lower. Again, we have PMI data coming out. So I would say if it comes in hotter than expected, we could probably see like maybe some good news or bearish news, I mean, for the market, which would be good news for my short. But yeah, I took it based off the last day's candle and just looking for some more confirmation, hopefully. But my stop is above yesterday's high.
Okay.
And just writing that for now. And I know I took a long on Monday on the S&P. So basically right now I feel like this is a trader's market. Like we've seen this before where price moves up pretty steeply and then comes back down. So just trying to trade this sort of momentum, I guess. But ultimately, today is looking not as bullish, but
Yep.
still
And
got to wait
Frank,
for
we
the
just
news.
had the PMI numbers coming out here in just a second. I'll just take the screen for just a second. PMI numbers should be coming out. We just had 51 here, slightly less than expected and less than expected here for manufacturing. So manufacturing came in a good bit less than what was expected, while flash services PMI were expected to hit 52.1. We got 51 instead. First reaction would probably be weak for the
Spike
dollar here. Let me
probably.
just pull up. Yeah, let's see. DXY actually coming down pretty hard off of this, pretty quick, right? So showing some contraction in the U.S. economy, and gold probably shooting higher. Yeah, there goes gold, but up into the 19 teens, right? 1913 getting printed here. The S&P 500 seen a little bit of a bounce. NASDAQ seen a little bit of a bounce as well. You mentioned you've got your stop above yesterday's highs, so we'll have to watch that one. The euro probably, a bit of a spike there as well. And I mentioned I don't hate the idea of a possible short on euro USD, but to be honest, though, this number is kind of sketchy, right? This is showing some weaker economic numbers out of the U.S. Frank, I don't mean to cut you off, and I'm sorry I have to do this, but we do have Gary, and he's only on for a few minutes. So let me kick you out of here, and we will see you on the next one. Sorry for the
Sure.
quick.
That sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Catch you next time. All right. We're going to now go to Gary and see what is up with Gary. Hey, Gary, what's going on, man? Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you. I am sorry I had to kick out Frank there.
No problem. I know you've got kind of just a couple minutes here to go over the news. We had manufacturing and services PMI come out, Gary, and showing some contraction in the economy. What's your reaction to this?
Well, it's no doubt because, I mean, if you take a look and see what's happened with the existing home sales, you can see the home sales are down as well. We had the number come out yesterday. And we all know that with the interest rates as high as what it is, not a lot of people are going out there buying houses. And everyone's waiting to see what happens with this BRICS summit that is creating some sort of turmoil or uncertainty in the market. And we also got Jackson Hole this week as well, 3 days, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And the discussion around Jackson Hole is all about the economy and the deflationary possible position that the Feds might need to take, which means cutting rates. So all of these numbers that we're seeing right now is just leading to what we're probably going to expect, and that is the Feds are going to have more of a dovish outlook on the rates heading into the next meeting, and that's going to come out in Jackson Hole this weekend.
Yep. No, those are all great points, Gary, to kind of just give us the rundown on that. And that is why, of course, we're seeing some dollar weakness coming in here today. I'm looking at the hourly chart. And as you mentioned, a sign of weakness in the U.S. economy is, of course, going to impact the Fed's kind of upcoming decisions, right? So if you see that slowdown in the economy, if you see that, it's going to reflect in the price of the dollar. And actually, Gary, I remember in our last shows, you were talking you were looking for some dollar weakness. So is this kind of helping out some of your positions right now?
Yes, it is. And in fact, this little push that we had now, I'm going to call that a wash and rinse in the market. And that's pretty much what it is. It means that it's given everyone a false sense that the dollar's going to continue to move stronger. But I think this is just the last sort of leg for those traders that were holding shorts on the dollar and got a little bit of a spike or popped out based on this morning rally. And so it put a lot of traders, listen, I've been chatting to a lot of traders, and a lot of traders got nervous with this little rally. And I said, just hold your grounds. This is just a wash and rinse. We'll get through this, and we should see a turnaround. Nothing looks positive on the dollar side leading into the weekend. Nothing. And I'll be pretty surprised if we do have a continuation of the dollar by Friday.
Yeah, no, and it's definitely, again, this number is a little bit of a thorn in the side to some of the recent dollar strength, and it makes a lot of sense, right? You got, again, the Fed, the interest rates are quite high. You mentioned the home world. I know mortgage rates are kind of going crazy compared to where they've been for the last 15 years or so. So there is definitely a little bit of concern. And, Gary, the other thing that hasn't been taking headlines by storm, but I know we've talked about in the past, is bank failures, right? Interest rates staying at elevated rates for quite substantial time. You have the commercial realty world. There is some strife there. And if the economy is slowing down, the Fed may have to take into account that, hey, they don't want to crash things. So they might need to be a little softer. So a little bit of thorn inside to the dollar story. Gary, I know you've got to run, so let me let you go. But before you do, I just want to say, everybody in the chat, if you guys would like to check out more from Gary, he is a fan, I know a lot of you guys are fans of Gary, but he is a big contributor to our show here. And if you guys would like to go find more content from Gary, his link is right here in the chat. Make sure to go subscribe to FX Big Dog on YouTube. And Gary, is there anywhere else you'd like to send people before you sign off with us?
Yeah, we got shows that we do on our YouTube channel, both FX Big Dog as well as Traders Network Club. So check out both of them. We do different shows on different on different channels. So check it out. We do a Friday show. Check it out on Friday as well.
Perfect. Well, Gary, thank you for coming on and swinging by and making this possible.
Thank you. Thanks, Nick. Have a good week.
See ya. Yeah. Okay. So guys, we are seeing the dollar again taking a little bit of a nosedive here following these PMI numbers, and it does to a degree. It makes sense, right? Well, we can go back and digest this a little bit further. Services PMI came out at 51. This is still an expansion, but it's less of an expansion than what was expected. On the flip side, manufacturing was a big miss, right? You have 48.9, which was forecasted, and there is 47 printing here today. If you don't know what this number means, basically above 50 is growth, below 50 is shrinking. And specifically, when we talk about manufacturing PMI, this is a leading indicator of economic health. Businesses react quickly to market conditions, and their purchasing managers hold perhaps the most current and relevant insights into the company's view of the economy. These are the purchasing managers for major corporations. Are companies buying manufacturing products, right? Are they buying, generators and copper wiring? I don't know, all the different things that, manufacturing companies need in order to do things. Are they buying it in massive quantities or in lesser quantities? Well, that's a very insightful piece of information about the U.S. economy. And we see that from the survey, there was some contraction in that area. So again, dollar weakness coming in as perhaps some slowdown in the U.S. economy is on our front door here with these PMI numbers. Again, very, very important stuff. I've got a couple things that I want to pull up for possible trade setups to follow this news. I do have some things that I am watching, and we're going to go right back to those in just a second. We're going to thank our sponsors. We're going to come back, and I'm going to show you guys some trade setups that I'm looking at myself. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Attention A1 Trading Show fans, if you're interested in getting free access to the EDGEFINDER or our premium trade alerts, listen up. For a limited time, our show's partnered broker 8cap is giving out free access to our products when you sign up for a new trading account with them. If you already have a broker, you may want to consider switching to 8cap because of their low trading costs, a wide range of trading assets, and their amazing customer support. If you'd like to get access to our software and Discord server for free, click the link being dropped in the chat right now and ask one of our team members for more information. Don't miss your chance for free products and an award-winning broker. Now back to the A1 Trading Show.
All right, guys, and we are back, and I am pulling up gold on the EDGEFINDER here. And, a lot of people are going to ask me, I know, on my comment section yesterday, I was short gold, obviously didn't work out. But to my credit, I've had a good stretch of wins on gold before this. I was very bearish last week. That worked out great. Bearish this week hasn't worked out so great, but we've actually dropped our score here from a -5 at one point. Now we're down to a -3, and this is bearish, but it's no longer in that strong bearish camp that we had a bit ago. So I'm going to pause on shorting gold. The other reason for me with gold is, we broke clean through structure, right? I was out of this trade here, and fortunately I was, because this thing has just shot to the moon here since. But we've kind of lost our downward structure. And in this market, if anything, bulls seem like they have short-term control based on the technical chart. If you're watching gold from a bullish perspective, maybe you're looking for pullbacks after this big run up. But for me, as a bear, fundamentally, I'm going to have to probably put a pin in this one for now and come back to gold in the future. We're getting a -3 score, but we're not quite strong enough. There's some mixed sentiment here, right? COT data overall still looks like institutional money is kind of long gold. Retail sentiment, the crowd is definitely very much. They were very long. This number I'm sure will update as time goes on. Retail traders are probably going to start shorting this market. This is about when retail traders would start shorting it. And if you don't know what I mean by this, if you're newer to the channel, we study a lot of data to build trade setups. We use this software. And actually, this is a great opportunity to tell you guys about our 2-day free event that we are doing right now. This is genuinely a free 2 days access to the full product that you're seeing. If you are with us live, we're going to drop a link in the chat. If you guys have not already grabbed access to the free 2-day EDGEFINDER, it is actually free. If you click this link, fill out the form, someone from our team is going to send you access to the EDGEFINDER. It's a 2-day long free access to the tool. If you've been wanting to try this out, if you've been watching for a while and you've never tried it out, do it. It's free to do. So why not do it? Check it out. See what it's all about. See what all the hype is. If you've been watching the channel, you know you've seen me use it for, at this point, like almost a year and a half. We've worked really hard to build the software, and I'd love to, even if you never choose to buy it, at least check it out for yourself. And if you do choose to buy it, hey, you'd be supporting our campaign here to build a really great tool for traders. And my company and myself would really appreciate it. So if you'd like to try it out, at the very least, click this link and grab your copy of the 2-day long free event that we're doing right now. Okay, so let's see, indices. Anything on the indices side? I'm really not on the indices trade right now. If you guys know, I love trading the indices, but at this time, they're just not moving in a way that I like to trade them. I don't really see a long opportunity right now. I'd like to see some breakouts, see some strength come back into the indices before I'm, really interested on that. If we take a look at the watch list right now, we've got some mixed sentiment here. Indices are not even listed as a bullish or bearish reading. They're actually considered pretty neutral. So if I add the neutrals into this list, you'll see that the indices, right? S&P, NASDAQ, US 30, right? The Dow, these things are pretty neutral, right? So you've got oils in the neutral camp, NASDAQ neutral, S&P neutral, US 30 neutral. So, usually what I do is when I'm doing, if we really wanted to get down to just the very bearish and very bullish setups, that filters our search pretty tight here. In fact, let me go ahead and just close down Forex Factory. Oh, dang it. I just closed the EDGEFINDER. Sorry. So again, like I said, the indices right now, I'd like to see breakouts before I really can get long on that, but I'm keeping an eye on it. Hi, I'm in Germany. Can I join you in the event? Yes, you can. Absolutely. Everybody can grab access to the EDGEFINDER for free today. It is the actual full pro version available for free. A little bit of context as you check out the tool. We're really excited that people are going to be trying it out. If you've never tried it out before, this is your chance to trial it, to get your hands on it, to play with it, see what it's like, all that sort of thing. Just a bit of context. We've invested as a company hundreds of thousands of dollars into building that tool that you guys see. It's of course the design and development of it, but more importantly, it's all of the stuff around it, right? A support team to help people with it, training our staff to use it themselves and to demo it for people. And there's a lot of stuff that goes into launching a product. And it is, of course, something that we're passionate about and excited to let people try. So again, that link is in the chat in case you'd like to check it out. Gold now up 1% on the day. That is crazy. 1% is up, is a good substantial move for gold on a single day. And look at that candle, guys. Is this candle going to continue? Well, I would not short it. Let's say that. I wouldn't say necessarily I think it's going to continue because I'm not really bullish on gold per se, but I definitely wouldn't short strength like this. How would I get short? Well, I'd probably have to see like breakouts, retests. I liked this pattern, right? That's where I made a good bit of money, was just shorting it on the retests when we were actually trending lower. But when we're shooting high like this is not a market I like to short, right? US 30, Yeah, just getting beat up still. NASDAQ actually looking like it might try and break out here. S&P trying to catch a little bit of bids. Silver, look at silver. Guys, silver is more interesting than gold right now. Up 3.5% on the day. That's a huge move up. Look at this. Silver is flying. This is actually good. I'm actually long silver in my options trading account. So I cannot complain. For options junkies out there, if you trade options, I sold puts on silver back probably around here. I got entered into a silver position because my put expired in the money. As a put seller, what that means, I have to buy the shares, buy the asset in question. So I had to buy silver. I held it through this time, sold calls during this time, and now my position is in profit. So if you didn't know what I just said, if that didn't make sense to you, don't worry. It's kind of options jargon. If you're not an options trader, don't worry about it. But if you are an options trader, maybe you understood that. I've sold puts, kind of wheel strategy on silver. So I've made some good money on silver recently, which has been awesome. Let's see. DXY. Let's go back to the dollar index, see what's going on here. Dollar index rejecting this 104 level, right? Just barely missed 104. Sellers came back in. I wouldn't necessarily say that the dollar is just bearish yet, because we still kind of have this upward trend, right? So dollar still, I would say, bullish overall, but this definitely challenges it today. And I would watch the price action, because if price action breaks under this, right? A little bit sketchy. Silver and gold is very correlated. So why are we short on gold and buy on silver? Good question. I was short on gold in the short term, but my options trading is inherently a lot longer term. So metals, like longer term, I think there are some great buying opportunities, but I'm not trading like the 1 hour chart on silver. I'm trading like the weekly, right? Longer term, more positional kind of option swing trades that I'm doing, which is different than just kind of short term, 1 hour chart trading on gold, right? So I do a couple different types of trading. A majority, well, I should say it's pretty split. I do a good bit of options kind of swinging, and then I do a big chunk of kind of active trading, like the 1 hour and 4 hour charts. So I do a bit of both. But that is a good question. Why long one metal and short the other? Again, time frames. One I'm short biased on the lower time frames, and the other one, longer term, I'm bullish. Silver's a really good long-term hedge. Yeah, so it's more of like a long-term, like I'm not like shorting or buying silver on like the 30-minute chart. Again, guys, I just want to remind you, if you did not actually grab your copy already, remember the EDGEFINDER is free today and tomorrow only. The way this is working is that when you guys submit the request for the EDGEFINDER, someone from our team will message you. Just answer their question about, we're going to ask you like, hey, where'd you hear about us, and that sort of thing. And then you'll be sent access to the EDGEFINDER. The copy that you're going to be sent will be good for 2 days, and then it will expire. So if you would like to get your hands on a copy of the EDGEFINDER 2 days for free, message us, or I'm sorry, fill out this form, and we will be messaging you very shortly to get your access set up to the tool for free. So that is going to be that, guys. Remember, again, don't miss the 2-day event. I don't know if we'll do this again. We'll see how this goes on our end. This is kind of like honestly, it's a marketing campaign. We're letting people check out our software that we've worked tremendously hard to build. We're letting traders check it out for a few days. And if they like it, great. They can choose to purchase it. And if they don't like it, then hey, that's no worries. We won't be too offended. We won't cry that much about you not liking it. But again, it is a passion project for myself and my team. So we really hope that you take this chance to check it out. And if you like it, maybe choose to purchase a copy and support our project here to continue building cool tools for traders. Guys, thank you very much for tuning into the stream. That is going to wrap up the show. I appreciate you guys all for being here. And like I said, if you have not tried it out, it is genuinely free. So don't miss the chance. And we will see you guys back on the next show. See you guys. As an aspiring trader, how do you take into account all of the driving forces in the markets at once? You need the EDGEFINDER. The EDGEFINDER allows traders to access powerful market data automatically. Access key sentiment analysis studies, such as the Smart Money Tracker, which shows what hedge funds and institutions are buying and selling. Or unlock the Retail Sentiment Indicator, which shows where retail traders are positioned now. Additionally, for traders looking to incorporate fundamental analysis into their trading, get access to our in-depth economic data scanners to find the strongest trends. The EDGEFINDER also ranks and scores all of your favorite currency pairs, commodities, and indices through our signals and watch list page. This page will show you the EDGEFINDER's current strongest buys and strongest sells by pulling together all of the data. For supporters of our show, we're offering a major discount on the tool today. To claim your huge discount or ask questions about the tool, send us a message using the link that's just been dropped in the chat now. Clicking this link will open up a live chat conversation with one of our trained support reps who can get you set up with the tool today, as well as a major discount. Now, let's get back to the show.